How about you?
Does this down all the time?
Hey,
put that just for me.
we're going back to welcome carpet right there.
I like it.
The other coaches didn't have that now.
I like it.
Oh, I took the magazine and I chunked it. We're going to have fun today. From one coach to another here.
Good.
Dabo Swinney is our guest right now. Being a coach, I was a coach for 27 years, and when I was going through, I thought I was going to be a youth minister. That's what I started as. And my wife said, you got a chance to have an impact on young people being a Christian coach, though. How did you get into coaching?
Well, I finished playing. We won the national championship in '92, and I was back on campus that spring of '93, finishing up school, doing an internship, and it was the first time all of a sudden I'm not involved in spring practice, and it was a really weird time for me. And I remember going out to practice one day just to kind of watch the guys, and Coach McCorvey came over to me, and he was talking to me about, what I think about being a GA, and I was like, I don't really know. I hadn't really ever thought about coaching, to be honest with you. And then Coach Stallings kind of says, I got a spot coming open in, you start in July. And it was one of those things that, I guess I'm going to be a GA. And I tell you what, I went into it not really knowing if that's what I wanted to do, but about a week into being a grad assistant, I knew this is my calling. This is what I'm supposed to do. I had a business degree, and I went on to get a master's from there, but it's been a blessing. It really has, to have the opportunity to give back to a game that was so good to me, and a game that I love to play, but also give back to a lot of coaches who impacted me along the way. This is kind of how I have an opportunity to pay them back, is making a difference in other young people's lives.
Have you ever thought about, and my partner who is not with me today, Mr. Bill is having to be my right-hand man.
I like that.
My partner's on the golf course right now, though, that we actually, when we found out we had the opportunity of having all the coaches on, I said, I will do that. And he said, well, I'll go on to keep our in on the golf. So that, though. But, we play this little game about what would you be doing if you were not coaching? What would be your second choice in life?
Oh, golly, I would be probably in the business world or something. I was out of coaching for 2 years at one point, and just kind of fell into commercial real estate. Did that for a little bit. It's really the only thing I've ever done other than coach football. But I'm assuming I'd probably be in some type of business. I guess what I got my degree in, and maybe owning my own business or something like that.
Well, we're trying to let all of our fans find out some interesting stuff about the coaches. We always played the game. We just got back from Birmingham down there, and we look at the coaches and say, now, if he was not a coach, he'd be a doctor. Or this guy would be a used car salesman here. So, but you would be in the business world. So that's why I asked you that question right there. All right, some things, issues, or topics off the field this year are playoffs. What do you think about the playoffs?
I think it's good. I think it's taking what's already a good thing and just making it even better. I think there's going to be an unbelievable excitement about who's going to be in that four, and I love the fact that they've put all the emphasis back on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but yet we've maintained the bowl season, and it's so important. Not everybody's going to be in the championship, but for these teams that go and have good seasons, to have an opportunity to go get the bowl experience and to have the bowl practice to prepare your team for the next year and develop your players, I think it's critical. And though you may not have won the championship, but boy, if you come out and you won that Outback Bowl, for example, man, you just feel great about where you are. It's a great experience for everybody, and I'm glad that that's still in place. But I think that adding this extra playoff game is kind of combines, a lot of people have wanted a playoff for many years, and a lot of people want to keep the bowl season. So this kind of combines it and gives us the best of both worlds, where I think it's going to be an incredible level of energy and excitement as we go through this season. The regular season is still critical. Every game's going to matter. You could probably still lose one and not feel like you're out of it now, but as long as it's to the right type of opponent. But there's going to be a challenge for everybody to go out and schedule, good opponents as this thing moves forward.
Do you like the number they're at right now with the 4-team playoff?
I do. I like it because it doesn't extend the season. For us, we're already playing. Every game is a playoff, first of all, and then we got to go and we can be 12-0. Then we got to go play a championship game. That's a playoff. And then you got to win a semifinal. So there's already 3 or 4 levels of playoff games if you look at it that way. And I think, they moved everything to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So pretty much the championship game is about where it was already with the BCS. If you added games, then it's probably going to extend even further out. And I don't think that's a good thing for our level.
Other big topic off-season, stipends for players. What do you think on that?
Well, I think that it's way past due that they modernize the scholarship. It hasn't changed a whole lot, and it's not much different than when I was playing. And there's a lot of common sense things that I think are coming about through the autonomy. I think that's a real positive. I'm 100% against professionalizing college athletics and paying players and that whole concept. I couldn't be more against that. But as far as modernizing the scholarship, because things have changed. Gas is higher, clothes are higher, movies are higher, everything is more expensive than it was 20 years ago. I think now, everybody's getting that and trying to modernize this thing where these guys are going to get a little bit more money on their end.
Would it be good to include in the stipend maybe to make it possible? A lot of parents never even get to see where their son or daughter goes to college.
Yep.
Maybe even set up something for them to be a part of going to the bowl. I know you can't send them to every home game, and even had one coach, Coach Schaefer was saying earlier, it would be neat if you could have the parents flown in for their graduation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all those are all great things. Those are all, very worthy suggestions that I think with some autonomy, the 5 conferences, because it costs money, obviously, and there's a lot of schools that just can't do that, and that's why there's been this break. And so I think that those are things that will be looked at, and some good answers will come out of it, I'm sure. But no matter what happens, I think it's going to be a much better situation for our players and their families.
All right, I'm a 6'5" senior quarterback at Dorman High School, Bowling Springs High School. Those are 2 schools that I coached at, though. Tell me why I should come play at Clemson University.
Well, because Clemson University is special. I mean, it's a unique place. There's a lot of great people. It's really not about the place; it's about the people. And you're going to be surrounded by great people from a coaching standpoint, but also in our locker room. We recruit at a high level, and there's a certain kind of guy that's attracted to Clemson. Monday through Friday, you've got a very focused environment to go to school in and practice in, and then on the weekends, man, you got showtime, and here's 100,000 people rolling into this town, and it's a stage like none other in college football. It's really special, and then you're going to come to a program that's going to develop you on and off the field at a high level. I mean, we're top 10 in football, we're top 10 academically, and we've been top 10 academically. I think just about every year I've been the head coach. So we're a program that I think is doing it, not just talking about it. And I'm really excited about the culture that we have in place. And, hey, if you're serious about growing as a young man and becoming the best you can be as a player, then Clemson's a great opportunity for you.
All right, where do I sign? Mr. Bill said he'll make a verbal commitment today.
He looks more like a soft verbal to me.
Yeah, we got to figure out a place. But he looks like a stumpy little fullback or something. Use him somewhere. But we'll make a verbal commitment there. All right, let's talk a little bit about strong points this coming season. You're coming off a Big Orange Bowl win, a lot of momentum off season. But let's talk about the strong. You lost some key players right there, but you got a lot of good players coming back. So.
Yeah, and everybody talks about who we lost, and that's a natural thing when you lose a guy like Sammy Watkins, Taj Boyd. But I really focus more on who we got coming back, and we've got 21 scholarship seniors coming back. That's the most I've ever had. I had 10 scholarship seniors last year and 11 the year before, so just a little perspective. And, those guys have won a lot of games in their first 3 years. They've had success, they've had adversity, and so with that comes a certain mentality and expectation. They know how to pay the price. They get it. They know how to practice. They know what it takes to win at a high level, and there's also a sense of urgency with the veteran player that you don't always have with a rookie. And so I'm really excited about the leadership that we have. I think we've recruited very well to kind of fill some voids that we may have. I think we're very well prepared to transition from Taj at quarterback with Cole Stout and Deshaun Watson. I love who we have in the backfield. I think we've got some really good young talent there. I like the fact we're getting Sharon Peake back at wide out to help us with that void from Sammy Watkins. Mike Williams is going to be, I think, a star at the wide receiver position. But defensively, we didn't lose a lot. We have just about everybody back. We have everybody back up front defensively. And then we're going to be so much better in the secondary. We got guys coming off redshirt. We got guys that played as freshmen last year that have experience. We got some guys that were hurt that are coming back. So the depth and the competition on the back end, I think, is going to make us a much more complete defense.
Any concerns going in this year?
I think, not necessarily concern, but question would be, how is Lacob going to respond to being the guy because we lost Catanzaro. That Catanzaro was just a huge asset for us, a big weapon. And this is Ammon Lacob's opportunity to step in and be the starter. He's been kind of waiting his time. He knows that. He'll be a junior. I love what I've seen out of him to this point. But how's he going to respond on game day? When there's 2 seconds left and it's on the left hash and 35-yard field goal to win it in Athens, how's he going to respond? With Catman, I knew exactly, how he was going to respond mentally. And, that's the biggest thing I think with our team right now is seeing Lacob get some experience in performing under pressure because he hasn't. Cole has played a lot. I have a good comfort zone with him. I know what I'm going to get out of him. But that kicker position is really the one big question I think that is yet to be answered.
You got a huge game, week 1, with Georgia. Talk about your opening. Do you like having Georgia back on the schedule again?
I do like having Georgia. I think it's I wish we played Georgia every year. I think it's a great traditional rivalry for Clemson, and it's good for college football. I don't necessarily look forward to playing them because it's a very difficult opponent. This is a great team, great program. But and have to open up with them is a big challenge. That's a big challenge. There's always unknowns in that opener. It's the toughest game of the year every year, regardless of who you play. And then you throw in the fact that how you're playing one of the best teams in the country makes it even more of a challenge at their place. But I think it brings a great focus and a great sense of urgency to the fall camp. And look forward to going down there against those guys.
One more thing right here. I'm at the age where I'm starting to look at my bucket list now. What does Dabo have on his bucket list? Something you want to do before your life's over with? What have you got on your bucket list?
Well, from a football standpoint, I want to win a national championship, as a head coach. I've been a part of a national championship as a player. I want to win one as a coach. I think that's important. Something that I want to get done at Clemson, and just kind of check that box. I want to be at my son's wedding. I want to be a great granddad. I want to travel the world. I'd like to go. I've never left the United States. I'd like to go over to Europe, Italy, all those things one day. So I'd like to go to the Final Four. Haven't done that before. I'm still working on some other things to add to that list.
What do you enjoy most about coaching at Clemson?
The people. It's just a great, the people in the area. It's a phenomenal place to live. In the environment that I get to raise my family in and I get to work in every day is just incredible. Where we live, the lakes, all the stuff, it's just, there's a quality of life in Clemson, South Carolina that's really hard to explain to people. It really is. There's a simplicity that is I think rare in this day and age. So the area is awesome, but then the people. Just good folks that have really taken us in as their own and embraced us and my family in a very special way. I've been there 11 years. This will be my 12th season coming up, and it's become home.
Well, I just wanted to take this opportunity to one, thank you for the Christian example you have been there. I know firsthand, having a nephew that played for you over there, I know what it's like. My sister was a parent of, one of your players there, that we do appreciate the example, the role model, the way you run your program, and the way you do things the right way, and the important things that you stress in your program.
Yep.
We support you 100%.
I appreciate that.
And I'll let you know we're standing behind you on
All
that.
right, brother. Thanks,
Thank
man.
you. Enjoyed having Dabo Swinney.
See you, Mr. Bill.
Yes, Mr. Bill said.
See you.
Good luck to you. You too.
Where they do this, and then they've got a session.